warm welcome, everyone, to a game then that offers Luigi Simone's Inter side the chance to return to the Serie A summit. They've won the last 3 league games in a row now to revive their challenge, but won't be complacent surely against the Sampdoria side that's won here in each of the past 2 seasons. Most of Inter's big guns are firing today. Of the regulars, only Moriero, who's suspended, and the injured Vinter were not available. Competition very fierce now within the squad. Today Simeone is back. He was banned from the UEFA Cup tie in midweek, as was Moriero. The coach has opted for a 2-man attack, Zamorano and Ronaldo, with Simeone, Elias, Coe and Zanetti in midfield, and Taribo West occupying the left-sided defensive role. Bergami and Djokaev have both been rested, and Paulo Sousa omitted as well. They're all on the bench. As if their current form wasn't worrying enough, Sampdoria's lineup is a depleted one. They've lost Belleri and Franceschetti to suspensions, and goalkeeper Ferron to injury. In the shake-up, there are places for Pesaresi and Vergassola, as well as reserve goalkeeper Ambrosio. It's his full Serie A debut, incidentally. Up front with Signori out of form and suffering anyway from a back complaint, Coach Boskov again calls on the Argentine Veron to provide the main supporting role for Montella. A wonderful opportunity then today for Inter to underline their title credentials, and certainly if they perform as well as they did in midweek, there's every chance they will. Okay, they only won 2-1 against Spartak Moscow, but a tally of 33 attempts at goal emphasises the extent of their dominance. Their attacking play was exhilarating at times, even if in the end they only earned victory with a very late goal from Elias. Sampdoria's hopes of survival today should depend on how well they cope defensively. They've endured a rather torrid time of late, losing 6 of their last 7, as Paul was saying there. And a week ago, they surrendered that 2-goal lead against Bologna in rather alarming fashion. Indeed, while Inter will go top by winning today, Juventus, the leaders, playing tonight, remember, a critical fixture as they take on third-place Lazio. Defeat for Sampdoria could mean they slip into the bottom half. And no doubt Ray Wilkins alongside me here. It's a contest that Inter will be thirsting to win to maintain the pressure on Juventus.
Good afternoon, Peter. Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, I would have thought so, Peter. I would have thought after their win in midweek, I know there's a couple of changes involved in the game today, but I would have thought after their victory in midweek, creating 33 chances as they did, they'll be coming into this game full of confidence. It's nice to see Zamorano starting up there with Ronaldo. I always think Ronaldo needs a bit of assistance every now and then, and it's nice to see Zamorano in a bit of form also. I think if it's Ambrosio's full debut today, what a place to make it. Inter with Ronaldo, Zamorano up front, and they really are packed out with top quality players. I think this is going to be a very, very tough afternoon for Sampdoria indeed. And I couldn't agree more with Paul Elliott in saying that they really have to be on top of their form to even get a sniff of the thought of the Inter goal today.
It is such a strong Inter squad, he can even afford to leave out Djokaev. Now, what do you make of that?
Well, I think obviously he has to make very brave decisions. He's got a fantastic squad of players, and it comes to a period in the season when players do become tired. Djokaev hasn't looked in the greatest of form, so I think it's a good decision from him just to give him a rest. He's also rested Bergami on the bench and Paulo Sousa, who's a wonderful, wonderful footballer, but he does have Elias and Simeone in middle of the field, who are really in sparkling form, both of them.
There is Boskov alongside Simone. Simone, the younger of the two, by 7 years. Today's referee, Robert Boggi, Anthony Boggi, 42-year-old, born in New York, but now residing in Salerno, near Naples, one of the top officials in Serie A. Sampdoria in their all-white strip today. Manini, 36 this summer, the last survivor of a team that won the Scudetto back in 1991. This is Veron, who's been playing really well for Sampdoria this season, and the word is that he will be leaving come the end of the campaign, maybe for Parma. They seem to be the favourites to sign him, and he's going to be an important man today, Ray, looking behind Montella.
Yes, that's right. He's a wonderful footballer. He's a normal person being the midfield role, midfield playmaking role, but he's going to be up there just in behind Montella. What a task he has today. Has to get hold of the ball to enable the other Sampdoria players to get tight to him, close to him, to create anything against this Inter defence. So it's going to be a very, very tough afternoon. I think Veron is a wonderful player, and he's one of those players I would have thought Sampdoria would like to keep hold of, not lose.
Interestingly, with Montella, Inter do have an option on him come the summer. 16 goals from Montella. This man, Ronaldo, has 18. Just one penalty in the last 2 games. And only Only 10 of his 18 Serie A goals have come from open play. So Elias, who was outstanding in the win over Spartak Moscow in midweek, keeping his place in the midfield. Both teams lost with home advantage last season. Samp winning 4-3 here, and Inter winning a 2-1 victory in Genoa. And they drew 1-1, of course, at the Luigi Ferrara Stadium earlier this season. That was a super game. Let's hope we're in for another entertaining afternoon. This is Coe, operating down the right side from the off here, the French international. And the first free kick of the game going Sampdoria's way.
That's an interesting start in the lineup right from the off, Peter, because Zanetti is going to play on the left-hand side, Coe on the right-hand side, Coe being naturally left-sided. So it's obviously the coach prefers them to play on the opposite sides to come in on their favourite foot.
Taribo West, who dived in there, the Nigerian defender. A lot of attacking runs in midweek in the UEFA Cup tie.
That's a crazy challenge, Pete. He's wrong side anyway. He should have been marking ball side, and that wouldn't have occurred that occasion. But Montella, his movement off the ball is exceptional. Veron is tremendous from these areas.
All eyes on Sinisa Mihailovic, the Yugoslav who takes all the free kicks for Sampdoria. Actually got that higher success rate. In fact, it's Veron this time. Wilkins smiling alongside me, knowing that I've got it wrong there.
And so soon in the game, Pete.
Well, he normally takes them.
But they've both got quality, haven't they? Mihailovic really does have a wonderful left foot. I would imagine the next one will be his.
Considering the number they take, Ryder really has, as I was saying there, a very high success rate. Mihailovic probably takes more free kicks in a game than any other player in the world, I would think, but he scored only 13 in Serie A in 6 seasons.
Really? Yeah, that's astonishing, because he does take a hell of a lot, Peter. But I think on many occasions, a lot of these free kick specialists take rather liberty with the distances and they actually take these free kicks from.
Sartor got plenty of distance on his throw-in. Here he is now, the number 24. Another man hoping to appear in the World Cup finals for the Italian squad. He's on the brink. Another long throw-in by Sartor. Laid off by Veron for Sampdoria. Fresi in the sweeper role today in place of Bergami. This is Zanetti, did really well then. Confronted by Manini. Zanetti again. He's having a terrific run in the side at the moment, Zanetti. It's a foul on Simeone. Or rather, it's Elias. I think he has Elias.
Yeah, Elias, yeah. It's nice to actually see the San Siro resembling a football pitch. Bit of grass. Nothing too sinister about that. Elias making rather a meal of that one.
Bogosian, yet another Frenchman who was the offender there. Seems to be a fixture in the French team at the moment. Bogosian, the former Napoli player. Alongside him, Legler, his compatriot. Now, will this be a strike at goal from Ronaldo? It looks that way. Here is the Brazilian superstar. Not very convincing, though. Pesaresi. We'll of course be keeping you in touch with other matches in Serie A today. There have been a couple of goals. I'll bring you those in just a moment. Meantime, here's Simeone. Taribo West. Great favourite now with the home fans, if not with opposing supporters. Colonnesi. And West again. Splendid turn two from the Chilean captain, still Zamorano, trying to plough his way goal as he kept going with such determination. Then Zamorano, and almost fashioned an opening for himself.
Yeah, great run, Peter, wasn't it? Got a bit of fortune with the turn. I felt it looked to me as if he miscontrolled it, but after that he looked very, very positive.
It's only his 7th start of the season, Zamorano, because of various injuries that he has had. By Bogosian in midfield. This is Fresi to tidy up for touchdown for Bogosian. Mihailovic, the spare man at the back. Alongside Manini and Hugo is on the ball here. Then Veron, very deep at the moment, Veron. Hugo, young Portuguese defender. This is Colonnesi. Who's been winning plaudits this week from the president, Moratti, the way that he's been playing. A little sloppy then, untidy really. Inter. They've got away with it. Free kick in their favour and a chance for me to give you those other scores. If they pass them on to me. Here we are. Atalanta 0, Roma 1. That's Di Francesco. And Bologna are 2 up at home to Udinese. Shalimov with the first goal. And Kolivanov has got the second. That was a penalty. Udinese in 4th place at the start of the weekend matches. Bologna down in 10th. Roma are in 5th spot. Here's Pesaresi, who seems to be back in favour under Boskov. Foul on Pesaresi, former Italian under-21 international.
Yeah, I think that was a foul. Just got a nick on him, but they'd rather make a meal of it, don't they?
Not by West. Here's Veron. Now Montella. Montella again from the Gassola. Montella's shot. And comfortably dealt with by Paliuca.
Excellent play there. Sorry, Pete, excellent play there from Montella, getting it wide, making a good run out wide, playing a neat 1-2 there with Gassola, and getting in a shot, or shall I say the first shot on target in the match.
Paliuca, I was going to say, of course, former Sampdoria goalkeeper, 8 years with Samp, including the title season in '91. Elias from Veron. Clumsily upended by the Argentine.
Yeah, no question, Peter. It was a poor attempt to get the ball.
Ronaldo taking charge along with his fellow countryman Elias. Here is Ronaldo. What was in his mind there?
No, you guys seem to get caught in 2 minds there, Peter. Didn't know whether to blast it or whether to pick someone out. I would have thought he'd be better off blasting it with his credentials. He's got one hell of a shot in that right side, and he'd been better off having a shot there. Test the goalkeeper out. It is his full league debut, and Brozio needs to be tested, and tested early.
Here's Arezzi with the header. West going in bravely. Referee waving play on. It was off Legler for a throw to Inter. Since losing at home to Bologna in early February, they've won 6 consecutive games at the San Siro, Inter, 4 in Serie A and 2 in Europe.
Early season form was awful as well, Peter. They were really scraping a few victories, weren't they? And we saw them had that monumental battle with Fiorentina, and that really was one hell of a game, and they were very fortunate to come out with that with a victory.
This is Frazy. Well, they were certainly very, very impressive at the UEFA Cup tie midweek. They turn on the style again today. Played in towards Zamorano, but it was a chain ball, really. Mihailovic. Looking for some movement ahead of him. It's a decent ball, too.
That is a cultured left foot, though, Peter, isn't it? From left half there, swinging it out wide with a wonderful pass to Gassola on the right-hand side.
Used to play in midfield, of course, Mihailovic. Used as a sweeper by Sampdoria. Gassola. This is promising here for Sampdoria. Off the head ahead of Torino West, or Pagliuca to claim. 3 clean sheets in his last 5 games in Serie A, Pagliuca. Today his 164th consecutive game in goal. Coe, on by Sator. Coe battling with his compatriot, Legler. And the decision going Sap's way.
Strange run, wasn't it? 6 one and half a dozen the other, it looked.
Here's Legler. Veron. The referee now calling for some attention. Call the man down. Who's that, Ray?
I couldn't rightly see it, but it was Zanetti that went for the challenge. Yeah, nasty cut on the head. I wouldn't have thought it was anything too serious. The head actually bleeds rather much more than many parts of the body, and they always look a lot worse than they actually are. But it was a nasty clash. Castellini it is that is on the floor there for Sampdoria, and Zanetti there we see for Inter. But it was a very brave challenge there from Zanetti. Winning the ball, the referee allowed play to go on, so nothing sinister about it. Here we see the clash. It's poor ball control from Castellini. Zanetti does well to get in there, and there's a nasty clash of heads. Yeah, nasty.
Castellini, who rarely figured under Menotti, the previous coach, but has been something of a fixture in Sap's team since the turn of the year under Boskov. Zanetti, who can occupy so many different roles for Inter with his versatility. Been so consistent this season. Playing against Spartak on the left of midfield, but then often shifted to the middle, really, to make space for Torino West runs that I was referring to earlier. Oh, dear, that was very painful.
Yeah, it wasn't a pleasant one, was it?
Both players.
I think he's a terrific player, this chap, Peter Zanetti. We've seen him play the majority of this season. He really has looked a wonderful player.
Well, he was dropped for a couple of games, I remember, back in February, but has now started 9 in a row, including this one. This is Dieng.
But again, he's only a young man, Peter, isn't he?
Zanetti, yeah. Early 20s.
Early 20s, so, you know, it's a new experience. It's a new time for players to come over and start a new culture as well. And I'm sure they need a breather halfway through the year. But this fella really has had a sterling old season.
Maybe the injury worse than we first thought, then.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Zamorano. Real support for him there. Hugo coping with the menace of Zamorano. Tackle it by West. He really has become a cult figure in the San Siro. Mihailovic. Castellini is back on. This is Veron. Running it straight to Torino West. Goes Coe, the loose pass by West. Now Legler to Pesaresi. Bogassian just sitting in the midfield. Bogassian. Here's Castellini. Looks a bit like you from a distance now, Ray. Castellini.
First of the day.
Ronaldo offside. Zamorano. Only from a distance.
From a distance. Here's another one.
I actually saw some clips of you on the telly the other night when you were in the studio, weren't you? And they had clips of you playing in your early career. One with a full head of hair.
Yes.
One you were bald as a coot, but it seemed to be the same game.
You're a nasty piece of work.
As you've said before. Here's Castellini. Former Parma player. Doesn't seem to be suffering any ill effects from his crash earlier with Zanetti.
It was a great run, wasn't it, from Castellini there. It was a good ball into Montella. He didn't have enough faith in his right foot to carry that forward on his right side. Tried instead to take it on his left and rather muffed up the first touch. And that was just obstruction. Zaleas is a bit of a poser when he gets a bit of a challenge, isn't he, Zaleas? Super player, but should get on with the game.
He He was an unused sub for the Brazilians against Germany recently. Ronaldo was in the starting lineup. Now he was looking for the layoff there from Zamorano. Ronaldo indeed scored the winning goal.
And what a goal too, wasn't it?
Bogosian, 15 minutes gone. Samp not overawed so far, and if anything dictating the midfield.
Yes, they are. They're slightly outnumbering Inter, playing with 5 in there. And that's Koe with a good challenge, I felt, Bogosian. But the referee saw it differently.
News of another game. Brescia away to Empoli today, and they've taken the lead there, Brescia. That's a penalty from Ray's mate Hubner.
Has he scored again?
He scored yet again.
Oh, well.
15 now. This is Ronaldo, looking for his 19th of the season in Serie A. Terrific explosion of pace. Oh, what a save by Ambrosio. Did really well then, the goalkeeper, to smother the effort from Ronaldo, but what pace he showed there.
That was frightening, wasn't it? He picks the ball up on the halfway line. He's got one thing on his mind. He's just going to race through. Simeone was calling for the ball, but I don't think he'd have caught up with him. My word. Zamorano did his pieces. He thought he should have squared it to him, but I thought he did the right thing, Ronaldo. And I've got to say, for a man making his full league debut, that really was a wonderful save from Ambrosio. But it's taken nigh on 18 minutes to get a shot at him. I think they should have got a shot at him slightly earlier. There's Elias once again. Good grief, he's on the floor more than Mark Carpet at home.
Well, he had to blow for that one, Bocci. He's trying to keep the game flowing. We felt he gave too many fouls in the game we were doing the other week, wasn't it, Parma and Juventus?
Yeah. But it is a foul, Peter. I'm not disputing that. It's a definite foul, but it's the way people react to that foul.
Fresi. On the ball again. Doesn't get too many starts in the team these days, Fresi. Came off Castellini. Castellini again. To Bogosian, then Legler. This is neat from Sampdoria. Very good football indeed.
Brilliant.
Pesaresi now. Taking on Sator. He's just about the quickest defender in Serie A.
No, that was brilliant football, wasn't it, from Sampdoria? Tremendous 1- and 2-touch football.
Sator. Koe. Spinning Pesaresi. On then by Elias to Koe. Simeone couldn't hold it up. Veron. Here goes Zanetti. Mihailovic for Sampdoria. They've already lost twice at the San Siro this season. Both defeats against Milan in the Italian Cup back in October, and then a single goal defeat in Serie A just 4 weeks ago. Bogosian. Sator, flicked on by Koe, but not into the path of Zamorano, and safely through to the reserve goalkeeper here, Marco Ambrosio, whose confidence will be very high after this save.
It was a hell of a run, Peter, wasn't it? Going on his left side once again, but he really has shown a lot of quality on that left side. Just puts it into the floor first, but Ambrosio really does make a first-class save.
Came last summer from a third division side, Prato. He's only 24, Ambrosio. Made just one sub-appearance in Serie A before. He came on in the first half for the injured Ferron at home to Milan. They lost 3-0, but he wasn't really to blame. His only start before today came in the Italian Cup back in September. Zamorano hoping he can stay injury-free now for the rest of this season. And, of course, to lead Chile in the World Cup. Remember, they play the Italians. Zanetti outmaneuvered. Then Benini's pass, away by Mihailovic. Montella disputing it with Taribo West. ball. He was onside here. Simeone. Ambrosi out very quickly. He had his wits about him there.
They're playing a very high line, Sampdoria, and if those runs are timed properly, Simeone, Ronaldo, they seem to have the pace. Zamorano seems to have the pace to break it down. We've already seen on 1 or 2 occasions now. There's Simeone through. There's good goalkeeping from Ambrosi. He's seen it very early. Got out there to smother the action.
Meantime, it's a corner then to Sampdoria. Montella lurking in the 6-yard box. It will be Mihailovic with the kick. Colonnesi policing Montella. And all rather wasted.
Yeah, rather wasted, because that's one of the opportunities they do have of scoring a goal, obviously, from a corner kick. And with his delivery on normal occasions, they really do have an opportunity, because Mihailovic will have one of the best deliveries in Italian football, one would have thought.
Fresi. Ronaldo. The clever touch too for Simeone, but he's failed to release Zamorano through the middle, or Coe. Bogassola. Now Bogassian. Here's the Frenchman again. Bogassian. Fresi with time on the ball. Ronaldo's layoff, getting towards Simeone. Haven't quite got into gear yet, Inter.
No, they haven't done, but this is a similar sort of performance to we've seen on many, many occasions at the San Siro, Peter, and they seem to bring people onto them and hit them on the counter. And that appears to be the way that they're playing at the moment. The only chance that Inter have had of scoring a goal has come on the counter-attack.
Sartor. Looked away, but only as far as Zamorano, who scored a magnificent headed goal in midweek against the Russians. Changes again today, Ray. Maybe that has something to do with it. Can you keep a settled team if you keep altering the personnel?
I think it's difficult, but I think it has been shown in every league in the world that it can be done, Peter. And we do have world-class players that are playing all the time. When Inter make changes, it's a world-class player for a world-class player, and I think they should be able to cope with that situation.
Zanetti. We're halfway through the first half. Ronaldo, who's come closest to a goal so far. Sartor. Lofting it through for Zanetti. Now it's Pesaresi in trouble against Coe. Zanetti. Ronaldo supporting. Strong tackle over from Bogassian on Ronaldo.
Offside on Zanetti, I think, Peter. I think he's given an offside shout on Coe, sorry.
Just before that, a very important tackle from Bogassian. There it is there.
Yeah, you see Coe standing in offside position.
Legler to Veron. He's working very hard, Veron, all over the field. Castellini. Bogassian available as ever by Bogassola. That's a foul by West. On Montella, who's quickly back on his feet and darting forward. To take his time over this free kick. West, who overcommitted himself to concede the free kick.
He gets over tight to people, Peter, West. He tries to win every ball, and whether it's from the side of them or from behind, he just comes straight through people.
Mihailovic fancies this one. All but one of his goals in Serie A have come from dead ball situations. Second bite at it. And it's West who hoists it away, and this would have gone anyway.
And I think it's another offside, Peter. Inter just squeezed up to the edge of the box, leaving a couple of Sampdoria players in there.
There's Colonnesi, the injured player, on this occasion. Let's see what Paul Elliott makes of it so far. Paul, how do you think it's shaping up?
Good afternoon, Peter. Well, I think Sampdoria certainly had an excellent start. They say adversity breeds character. And in the opening 35 minutes, they've certainly demonstrated that. Other than the Ronaldo effort, they've been generally very resilient at the back, creative in midfield. They've had a lot of ball, they've changed the play well, kept good possession, and I think Montella has been excellent up front. They're playing a little triangle, Montella, Veron and Vergassola, and once it gets to Montella, the good thing is when you play that one up front, that he makes it stick and allows midfield players to break forward and support. Inter certainly look a bit frustrated, playing too wide, and I'd like to see them just get the ball wide and get the ball into the box just to feed the two frontmen.
They've got it forward now to Zamorano, at least in his direction, but Castellini has outsmarted him. Zelius, it's a poor clearance there by Castellini. Quick feed from Zelius until he was upended. Been rather in and out of the team this season, Zelius. Certainly in favour at the moment after his showing in midweek.
It was a lovely jinking run, Peter, wasn't it, on his left side? Rather allowing himself to be brushed off the ball to get the free kick.
A forwards tackle from Montella. Ronaldo waits in the centre with Zamorano, who is so dangerous in the air. Zelius will take the kick. Didn't quite reach Zamorano. Inter's throw. Vergassola. He's working hard down that right side.
Terrific play that was, Peter. Read the situation wonderfully well and just nipped in and won the ball comfortably. Very good play. He is working hard down that right-hand side, but they need to work hard today. They're playing against what would on paper be a superior outfit, so they have to work doubly hard. The passing's been exceptional, Sampdoria.
Vergassola, who's played regularly this season, he didn't in the last campaign. Mihailovic stepping forward now. A well-bent ball out there to Castellini. Montella had come short for him. Simeone can bring it away for Inter. Zanetti. Dispossessed though by Castellini. Just sense the home crowd are becoming a little frustrated with their team's efforts so far. A win will take them back to the top of the table, remember.
Once again, West far too tight, making a lunge. Yet another free kick given against him. Here we see it, ball inside from Vergassola, and West just crunching into the back of Montella.
No real fluency so far about Inter. Veron's free kick to Castellini. Two bandaged players clashing again. Zanetti. Up towards Ronaldo, he didn't seem too interested. Zelius, that was a fine pass then to Simeone. Deceiving Vergassola, who surely impeded him. I think he made a meal of it, but it did seem to be obstruction to me. What do you think, Ray?
Yes, I thought it was obstruction. Then we have another one of these little exhibitions to get his another player booked. The hand goes straight up, book him, and all of it out of order, really.
Zelius, another probing run by him, broken up by Mihailovic. Ronaldo, the World Player of the Year. Santos return pass to Ronaldo. Now the other Brazilian, Zelius, who's seen Colonese's run through. This is Colonese. He stumbled, but was he tripped?
It's a definite free kick, Peter. It was a wonderful piece of play. He got himself in there tremendously well. It's a good pass. We see he gets on the end of it. It's a good first touch around Castellini and just stumbles past and into the box.
He made quite a few of these runs in midweek, Colonese. He's got through here in very spirited fashion. He actually lost his footing.
Yeah, he lost his footing, mate. That's well spotted. But a dangerous situation.
Castellini lost his hat there, didn't he?
He did. He did.
Ronaldo's the man. He's had one chance so far and failed to tuck it away, thanks to some wonderful goalkeeping by Ambrosio. Koe has also scored from this position during this season. And this is Koe, and it's deflected, and just wide.
He did well, Ambrosio, going one way, managed to get his feet sorted out and got back and made a good save with his left hand. Koe hitting it straight into the wall. It has to be said, on his swinger, probably better off that Ronaldo would have taken that one, but Ambrosio makes a great save.
And that's a clearance off the line by Pesaresi. Another escape then for Sampdoria. This is better now from Inter. Fresi. More urgency from the home team. 15 minutes in the first half to go. Koe. Really had to readjust, didn't he, the goalkeeper, to keep out Koe's free kick.
Yes,
once it was diverted.
He certainly did, and he made a very good stop as well.
Here's Zanetti. Now Sato. Sampdoria being pushed back here. Still they can't clear their lines. Simeone. To his fellow Argentine Zanetti. He's caught in possession though by Montella. Bogosian. Inter are warming up Joker by Gala, so maybe he's going to come on very shortly. He's left out recently for a game, Joker, but it's fairly unusual for him not to be in the starting lineup. I think more a case of being rested today. He get some stick when he went off in the week when he was substituted. When Rakoba came on in the second half, the home fans were whistling as Joker left the field. I wonder what sort of welcome he'll get. Who's he coming on for anyway?
Yeah, that's an interesting
one.
It's got to be an injury one, would have thought, coming so early on in the game.
Well, maybe Zanetti, but he doesn't seem to be struggling too much. Here is Zanetti now. Maybe it'll be a straight tactical change.
I think we're about to see it now, Peter, one would have thought.
Zanetti.
Zanetti, yes. Probably see Koe switch to the other side, will we not?
I would think so.
That's a great shame for this young chap, because he is a super player, that young man. He's obviously feeling the after effects of getting a nasty bash on the head.
Joker, for all his goal-scoring prowess, hasn't actually managed a goal since he got the winner against Juve here, back on January the 4th. He played behind a front two on Tuesday, so presumably he'll do the same again. Made by Manini to Castellini. Montella. Outmaneuvered though by Taribo West. Sato. Unfortunate slip. But Inter have the throw. News reaching me that Lecce have taken the lead away to Vicenza. Palmieri has scored the goal there. Milan are away to Bari this afternoon. Roma to Atalanta. Milan with quite a few out today, I gather. Still pushing for a UEFA Cup place. No goals so far in Bari. Parma Fiorentina, the other major attraction today. No goals there yet. This might be an opportunity for Inter after the foul on Koe.
Some good games this weekend, Peter, and some good matchups this weekend. Some very, very important ones. Yeah, definite foul there on Koe.
Well, this one is certainly critical to Inter's title aspirations.
He has a great delivery from here, Djorkaeff, if he's allowed to take it. I think Zerlas is over the ball as well.
Djorkaeff and Elias. They've got Simeone up. There's always a threat. Chipped in by Djorkaeff. And Zamorano almost on the seat there. Simeone went to ground.
Yeah, quality ball in though, Peter. A fantastic area in which to put it. Going into the goalkeeper, taken away from him at the last second. Just unfortunately couldn't get on the end of that one.
Elias. He has Frazee with him. Doesn't need him. Swung over by Elias towards Zamorano. They've got to keep a really tight rein on Zamorano in that penalty box, Sampdoria. With his attacking potential in the air. 10 minutes of the first half remaining. Just kept in by Ambrosio.
Seems as bright as a button, Ambrosio, doesn't he? He's very, very sharp along his line and around the penalty box.
His first Serie A start, remember. Montella. Excellent first touch from Montella. This is Veron with Castellini away to his right. Poor delivery, though, by the Argentine. Now can Inter turn from defence to attack. Zamorano with it for Jokev. Not too much time, though. And enabled Legler to nip in. Goes Regasala. Crowded out there in the end. Then Colonese's back pass to Paliuca. Doesn't have too much to do against his old club yet. West. Straight to Mihailovic. Then Bogosian. Direct ball from Mihailovic. Montella, very sharp. Couldn't get a clean strike at goal, though.
Brilliant ball as well. Mihailovic hitting it fully 45 yards right onto the chest of Montella. Superb first touch. It takes it onto his left side. And just a little bit unfortunate that he couldn't get a shot in across the face of Simeone there. But brilliant stuff.
Scored twice in last season's corresponding fixture, Montella, and also from the spot against Inter back in December. His second season in Serie A, and he's been a prolific scorer. 38 in 54.
Well, that is absolutely fantastic, Peter, isn't it? He had the benefit of playing with Mancini last season, and Mancini is probably one of the best goal makers in Italian football, not only goal takers, but he makes goals for other people. Montella, I think, profited from that superb player. But this year, as he's shown, he really has matured into a very good player in his own right. He holds the ball up very well. When you're playing up front on your own, you must get hold of the football, and he's done it exceptionally well this afternoon.
Here's Aresi to Bogosian. That was off Sato for through to Sampdoria. Here is Montella.
It's no easy task for him playing against that chap West. He's a very aggressive man, and Montella is only very slight, but he's given a good account of himself, both physically and technically.
His partnership with Mancini was actually the most prolific in Sampdoria's history. Frazee with the free kick. Inter striving for a breakthrough. Goes the sprint-hill Zamorano. Way by Manini, only as far as the Elias. Oh, Ronaldo's through offside. Wouldn't have counted, he's missed it anyway.
You sound surprised that he misses, Peter. Right? They all miss. Everybody misses every now and then, but you would expect him to tuck it away. But I think, as we'll clearly see here, both of them, Zamorano and Ronaldo, a long, long way offside.
I think it was worth 60 million. He could go a bit closer than that.
Well, I think you're right, Peter, actually. I think I'll make you right there. It's 60 now, is it?
Including everything, yeah, wages, you name it, spin-offs. You footballers make a fortune.
Nearly as much as commentators.
And the rest. You turned out the reserves the other week, I'm told, my spies tell me.
Yes, I've injured myself, unfortunately. But
nutmeg from 40 yards with a medicine ball.
Every chance. His hat slipped, Castellini.
Keep your eye on Zamorano and Simeone. He's a real menace in the box, isn't he?
Yes, he is. And one of the features of the afternoon, actually, has been the delivery in. That was another superb ball in from the left-hand side. Simeone got in the first header and just couldn't direct it on the goal of Ambrosio.
Sator had his measure though. Excellent play by Sator. Swapping passes in with Koe. Now Veron back in possession for Sampdoria. It's good play now. Pesaresi. Montella isolated up there.
Yeah, never really gave him a chance as well, Peter. The ball going into Montella was overweighted, and Pesaresi should have just rolled it in and gave him the opportunity to get it under control. Not even Montella's a wonder of a left foot could pull that one under control.
Sator to West. Off goes Djorkaeff, dragging Castellini with him. Still Djorkaeff. Misplaced pass though. Away comes Mihailovic now on the counter-attack for Sampdoria. Holding Inter as we near half-time. Bogosian. Good tackle by Frazee. Beautifully timed.
He read that situation well, Frazee. He stepped out of the back and made a super tackle on Bogosian.
Bogosian's header, which nearly conjured up a chance then for Montella. Bogasula. Oh, great turn then by Montella. Bogosian finding some room in the centre. Just touched over the bar. Oh.
That was great football. Great movement there from Montella, picking the ball up on the right-hand side of the box. It was a tremendous little run from Bogosian. Got himself free, managed to get half a shot on it, and then Pagliuca with a fine stop to turn it over the upright.
Corner to Sampdoria. Going to be much more serious then for Inter. Here is Mihailovic. Ronaldo. Two crunching tackles to prevent him from making any further progress. Now Pesaresi.
Yeah, I suppose it's them paying respect to him. They got 2 or 3 players around him. There's that one before, Montella putting the ball in. In actual fact, it was a very good challenge there, coming back on him.
3 minutes of the first half to go. Forward by Zalius, and Zamorano offside.
Yeah, they're holding that high line against Sampdoria, and they are catching Zamorano and Ronaldo in offside positions quite a lot. And there we see that it's a good challenge actually from Sator, who manages to get back at the last moment, gets the last touch, and Pagliuca saves.
Now Diego Simeone. Montella. Good screening by him. Legler now. Castellini. Here's Mihailovic. Castellini again. Bogasula out on that far side. Veron making a forward run here. Checked by Colonnesi. Veron with a quick throw then to Montella. Bogosian's in the middle. Upfield, but sometimes that can be enough. Here is Ronaldo trying to shake off Hugo. Oh, Zamorano. Manini had got back in time. Mihailovic to bring it away then for Sap.
Yeah, shown a lot of composure there, Mihailovic, just calming down some young men in the Sampdoria side there with that bit of football.
Montella's after this one. Well played by Pagliuca. He's very, very sharp, Montella.
It's good movement off the ball, Peter, that he's making. He's giving defenders, he's giving midfield players an option to hit with good movement. And whether he comes short to hold the ball up or whether he takes people long, he gives them an opportunity to pass him the ball.
Sator going inside to Zalius. They haven't got really too much reward down the right side. Zamorano chasing now. He has Koe behind him. This is the Frenchman Koe, and that's off Hugo.
He's worked very hard, Zamorano. He's worked the channels very, very hard and given people the opportunity to slide balls up the side, and he really has had quite a fair first half.
Koe will take the corner kick. We're almost into stoppage time at the end of the first half. It's a throw, in fact. with Coe. Goes Colonnesi with a foot in, but now Veron trying to slip past Frazy, who left his leg trailing. Free kick to Samp.
2 minutes to go then in the first half.
Samp, who remember have won their last 2 Serie A games away to Inter. We last beat them here in January '95. Samp have had only 2 away wins anywhere in Serie A this season, both against lowly sides too, Galatra and Lecce. But they've had a decent first half here.
Yes, they have. They've worked very hard. They've obviously had a game plan. They've come into the game with a game plan that they're going to play quite high up the field, retain possession of the ball if they can.
Montella, away from West, still Montella. So often he's ploughing a lone furrow up there, but he's causing plenty of problems.
Yeah, quite right, Peter. He took on 5 of them there, and he was a little bit unfortunate that he didn't get the benefit of a free kick, but it wasn't to be, but he really has worked very hard. And if they continue this in the first half, obviously Inter will become slightly more frustrated. In the second half, Inter will become slightly more frustrated, and who knows, the gaps might appear when Montella might be able to create something.
Simeone cautioned.
Yeah, he's the one that slipped back into the left-sided position instead of Zanetti. Zanetti's gone off. Djorkaeff has taken up Simeone's position in the middle of the park, and Simeone's gone into a left full-back spot.
Here's Mihailovic to try his luck yet again.
It's one of these, I think, slightly over-ambitious ones, Peter. It doesn't look so far out from there, but I'm quite sure this would have to be one hell of a shot to beat Pagliuca.
Not good enough. Legla, that one got through. Zamorano couldn't clear. Nor could Colonnesi. Some sloppy work at the back then from Inter. Here's Veron. Goes Castellini, then Veron. And at last, Zamorano can break. But those 2 minutes have been completed. The half-time whistle blown by referee Boggi. And it hasn't been the best of first halves for Inter by any means. Sampdoria holding them so far. It's goalless in the San Siro. We're back after the break. So can Inter find the goals they need in this second half? Paul was touching on there, Ray, the point about the right side. They're missing Moriero, obviously, and maybe they need Sartor to bomb on, or perhaps Coe to take on more down there.
Yeah, Coe being naturally left-sided, Peter, might be better off on the other side. What he is, he's a very strong personality, Coe. He wants the ball all the time, and if his personality is stronger than that of Sartor, then more often than not he's going to receive the ball to his feet, and consequently we haven't seen Sartor's pace. We haven't seen him bomb on down that right side and put crosses in for Zamorano and Ronaldo, and consequently it's been a little bit blocked down that side. I'd like to see Coe go out onto the other side, on the left-hand side, where it's far more natural for him to get the ball in, and I think Inter might profit.
Very demanding man on the field off it. He's quiet and shy and quite an introvert, really, Coe. Sampdoria now attacking from left to right, and this is Bogosian, who had a splendid first half. Inter so desperate for success this season. They really have been starved of it in recent years. Since their last Scudetto in '89, they've managed to win just 1 Italian Super Cup and the UEFA Cup a couple of times. Milan, of course, their great rivals, in contrast, have collected over a dozen major honours in that period.
Yeah, it's always very difficult for 2 sides in one city. If one of them's doing exceptionally well, it's very, very tough for the other lot, and Inter have suffered quite a bit because of the success of Milan. Very interesting to see Milan today, Peter. I've got about 7 Italian players playing for them, just getting on the subject of Inter and Sampdoria. But they've got 7 Italians playing for them. Fabio looks as if he's trying to get back to the Italian formation. But here we see Inter on the attack once again.
That's Sartor delivering the cross. Dealt with by Hugo, who we had expected not to play today. There was talk that Nava would be drafted into the back, a more experienced defender. But Hugo has kept his place. Indeed, he's been a fixture in the side since Boscov's returned to the club. Half a chance there for Montella.
Yeah, he worked it well himself also. It was Hugo that won a very, very good tackle. Montella was onto it like a rocket. Came inside, nice little nutmegs inside. Might have picked out Veron on the left-hand side, but decided to have a shot.
Away by Frazy. Bogosian to win it back again for Sampdoria. made his international debut for France back in October, Bogossian. And he's been in the team ever since. That's a foul on Ronaldo. Imanini, uncompromising defender. Nearly 36 now.
That was a good old stager, Peter. Tremendous old professional.
Still a youngster to you. Here's Ronaldo. Zamorano with the challenge. Gassola, well, he's covered some ground today. Toppled then by Zamorano, whose frustration got the better of him.
Yeah, it was good use of this young man's body. He did ever so well there. Zamorano's rather stupid in his actions, in actual fact. He's got a person, Gassola, in a corner where he's likely to get a throw-in or whatever, and he actually gives away a very, very soft free kick.
Cleared by Colonnesi. Then Djokaev. Zamorano. Just can't combine with Ronaldo. At times doesn't appear to be breaking sweat. That's Bogossian. Certainly has on many occasions. Now Djokaev. Here's the danger though of Ronaldo, and that was a very important challenge by Pesarese. Such quick feet though from Ronaldo. Step through Zamorano.
It's a brilliant pass, but he is offside, Peter. It was a brilliant pass. He's so quick of foot, Ronaldo. Ducks in between two defenders, and the ball was brilliant. It was an angled run there from Zamorano. Straight ball from Ronaldo. Here we see him duck inside. And I don't know whether this is going to be offside. Yes, it is, just about. But it was a wonderful pass, good run from Zamorano, albeit just a shade too early. And a good finish on the end of it.
Brilliant skill from Ronaldo. Such quick thinking too.
That was brilliant. It's a straight ball, diagonal run. There's not much in it, Peter, no. And it was a very clinical finish also from Zamorano.
Here's Ronaldo again. He's ever surrounded by defenders. Can't allow him any room at all. Mihailovic. Play through for Castellini. Then Bugasola. Good anticipation though, Colonnesi. Here's Ronaldo. There's that change of pace. He's away now. Still Ronaldo. And a superb run, just too long for Zamorano, but here's Coe. Deflected in and in to have the lead.
Doesn't have anything to do with Coe, really, does he? He might have had the shot, but what a run from Ronaldo. Anticipated the tackle of Manini down on the right-hand side, skipped past him, and then it was a stunning run across the face of the box. A beautiful ball into the box to pick out Coe. Here we see him once again, darting across, head off the floor, knows where the ball is, gets his head up. Beautiful pass into Coe. And a little deflection to see it past Ambrosio in the Sampdoria goal. You'll see it coming in on the old swinger. Not the best shot in the world, just gets a little nick. And it's over the top of Ambrosio into the far right-hand corner.
It didn't reach Colonnesi, who was celebrating. I think that's Hugo, it's got it off.
Yes, I think it is, Peter. I think you're right there.
I'm sure will go down as an own goal.
Yes, it will, I would have thought, because Ambrosio looked to have that covered.
Well, such relief for Inter, who have found it really hard going against Sampdoria today. But finally in front here, 5 minutes into the second half. Coe credited with a goal, but I reckon they'll change that to an own goal. Not that Hugo will want it.
No, quite. Let's hope they can relax a bit now and play a bit of football.
Sartor. Zamorano almost got his head to the ball. Here's Vergassola. Straight to Simeone in this withdrawn position, more or less as a left back now. They're missing his quality going forward, Inter. Empoli, meantime, have added to their score. At home to Brescia, it's now 3-1. Floriancic with the third goal for Empoli.
Yeah, there we see the run once again. Lovely pass. Lovely pass. And there's Coe and Hugo just getting that little nick over the top of Ambrosio into the bottom corner.
Yeah, he was unlucky there, the defender. Djokaev. Maybe we'll see a more productive Inter now in this second half. Mihailovic, he can play. Zamorano, now they might be stretched. Mihailovic is upfield. Castellini with that saving tackle on Djokaev. Really must win today, Inter, to keep the heat on. Up at the top of Serie A. Here's Frazy.
Juventus have a very tough game this evening, Peter, away at Lazio, and that, if they can get a win here today, Inter, who knows what might happen tonight.
Yes, Lazio is so impressive when we covered them in the week against Atletico Madrid.
Oh, they really were.
Really good,
terrific.
didn't they?
Yeah, terrific. Showed a lot of confidence, a lot of ability. Really looked a good outfit.
Don't forget, you can, of course, see the second leg of that Lazio Atletico Madrid game live on Channel 4. Jokev. Sampdoria. This is Elias. Now Sampdoria! 2-0, and suddenly Inter have come alive.
Yes, they have, but what a woeful challenge in the box. A dreadful tackle. Those positions when we lay down for the side, but he didn't there. I can't think who it was for the minute. Once we see the replay, we'll be able to see who it was. But Sartor using his pace to get in the box. Just walked through the last defender. There is Manini. That's very unlike Manini trying to nick the ball past him. And Sartor just ran straight through him and rolled it under the body of Ambrosio.
To the dismay of Rudin Moskov, the goal on 53 minutes. Sartor's first in Serie A this season. His first ever in the Italian top flight. Great moment for him to cherish. And it's a different game now. Legler. That was Montella. Away by Colonnesi. Well, the foot was high then from Castellini. Accidental, but he certainly caught his opponent.
Yeah, it was very brave play, from Zamorano. You see him feeling the side of his head there. It was a brave header.
Jokev taking it quickly. Ronaldo!
That time Manini doing very well to get back and cover. A superb pass in there from Jokev. Great first touch from Ronaldo, but Manini was equal it on that occasion.
Bogasola. Well, they've got to keep their nerve now, Sampdoria. Well, they might be in for a real drubbing here in the second half, now that Inter are finally calling the tune. Mihailovic swerving it out to that far side towards Pesaresi.
That was unlucky. That was nearly a very, very nice pass there from Mihailovic.
Well, the first half was certainly a struggle for Inter. Now with these two goals, you would expect them to go on to win the game and enhance their championship prospects. Two right-sided players on target, the two we were talking about before the goals.
Quite, we saw Koe in a much advanced position to score the first, and then Sartor using that pace we'd spoken about also, Peter, to get in the box for the second.
Mihailovic with the free kick, test for Paliuca. And Legler's shot that's charged down, didn't really get hold of it, Legler. Castellini, onto Pesaresi. Rest with more effective clearance, albeit straight to Mihailovic, who was immediately put under pressure by the enthusiastic Zamorano. Tremendous energy and commitment from Zamorano. To Elias. Then Koe. Okay, there were two casual Sampdoria at the back. Here's Koe. Played through for Jokev. It's going to be free. Very nearly. Well played, the keeper.
Yeah, tremendous goalkeeping, Peter. Ambrosio did ever so well there. Great pass from Koe, picking out that run of Jokev. And Sampdoria combining to keep that one out.
Well, look, a different team now when they advance into so much more creative flair and intelligence. That's Zamorano.
It's amazing what a goal, what sort of confidence a goal can give you, and it's exactly what it's done to Inter. Obviously, they have two now, and the way they're playing at the moment, you could see them getting a couple more.
There's one by Colonnesi. Here's Simeone. Then Jokev. Nearly slipped it through to Zamorano and Ronaldo. Playing with so much more imagination now into Elias. Turning Castellini, who brought him down. Kick taken very quickly too. Zamorano, then Ronaldo. In fact, the referee pulling play back. He wants the kick to be taken again.
In a better position for Inter. He allowed the first one to go, Peter, the little quick free kick. But now we see it in the middle of the goal. Zamorano being held back. And Ronaldo has a chance now from all of 21, 22 yards.
Will it be Ronaldo? Certainly looks that way. Here is Ronaldo. Not hit with too much conviction though. Played wide then by Colonnesi to Sator and Djorkaeff, who's shown for him. Screened it well to Djorkaeff.
Yeah, showed good upper body strength. It was a good run from him once again. Mihailovic went out there with him, but showed very, very good upper body strength to hold him off.
Sator. Firm challenge by this man, Castellini.
He's had a good game, Peter Castellini. I've been impressed with him. He says.
Free kick's been given. Injury here for Sator. Really does possess tremendous pace when he powers on down that right side, Sator. Been playing wide right in Moriero's absence. Actually was criticised by the Italian media for the Russians' goal, Spartak Moscow's goal in midweek. I think that was a bit harsh on the scorer, Lenichev, who showed some terrific skill. Ronaldo. Manini read his intentions though. Now Vugasula. This is Veron. They need him to be more influential, really, Veron. He's done well with the throw. Vugasula. And then Frazee, the covering defender.
Yeah, good defending from Frazee. He read that situation very well. Vugasula, has really looked quite impressive today. Coming into the side, doing very well.
He played 3 times in the last campaign, but a regular in this one. Veron scored a kick, which went through and was fired well wide by Mihailovic.
That's a long way out once again, Peter. I think you're not going to score too many goals from that distance against a goalkeeper of this quality, I don't think, Pagliuca.
But mainly they are leaving just Montella up front on his own. Perhaps they've got to think about putting on another forward now to support him. Legla, headed by Castellini. Then Manini. Here's Pesaresi. Hugo. Finding Mihailovic. Castellini's got forward again. Here he is. That was good defending though by Frazee. Nothing on there for Coe. And Aragon into very much in the driving seat. Ronaldo. He was caught there by Pesaresi. He wasn't too happy with that challenge, Ronaldo. Showed a bit of urgency there.
Yeah, he did. He realised that he tried to make someone look rather a fool and lost possession of the ball, but he decided he had to win it back.
That'll be a free kick to Sampdoria. And time to bring you 1 or 2 other scores just coming into us now. Napoli have equalised at home to Piacenza. 1-1 there, the score. Bellucci. 1-1 Parma Fiorentina. That was Legla's header. Figure that one again in a moment. Mihailovic. Offside.
What a pass.
Yeah, Parma 1, Fiorentina 1. Edmundo for Fiorentina, the Brazilian. And Crespo, the Argentine, has equalised for the home side there, Parma. And Palmieri has scored a second goal for Lecce away to Vicenza. Viviani missing a penalty in the first half for the home team. Chelsea's opponents, of course, in the Cup Winners' Cup.
Edmundo scored, Peter.
Edmundo has scored, yes.
It's nice of him to turn up for the lads.
Scored last week as well, the animal, as they call him, affectionately. I'd rather be called Butch. Here's Djokaev, played in for Ronaldo.
You've been called a lot worse, and I tried to defend you.
Veron. Well, hopefully you're enjoying this match at home, and there are, in fact, some school children from Croydon in the crowd today in the San Siro from the Willesden schools. 60 lads playing matches in Italy, and they're watching Sampdoria today and hopefully enjoying it all right.
I'm sure they're having a wonderful time, Peter. To actually visit the San Siro as a football supporter, they'll be having a great time. It's a wonderful stadium to watch football in, and I'm sure the lads are having a cracking time in Italy. Let's hope they're winning as well.
And their mums are all watching back home. Here's Mihailovic.
Probably missing the little loves as well, aren't they?
Vergassola. Castellini. Zamorano there chasing back. What a credit he is, Zamorano. His work rate today has been simply phenomenal. Elias.
Yeah, that's right. You should mention that, Peter, because he's one of those lads that hasn't had... a lot of people think he's not had the right rub of the green there in Italy, but he really has tried to get in this side and stay in it. And you can see the amount of work that he's put in, and he merits staying in the side.
He's trying to convince the coach that he can play two up, really, isn't he?
Yeah, and they can.
Here's Vergassola. And Pagliuca called into action by Pesaresi.
Yeah, Pesaresi did well there, got across the near post. There was a good cross there from Vergassola. Under a lot of pressure, got it into the near post, and Pagliuca was more than comfortable with the cross.
So I've been impressed by Vergassola, who was playing in Italy's third division just 2 years ago.
There we see the cross coming in. It's important that that near post is covered. And there we have it covered by Pesaresi.
They are now endeavouring to get players forward in support of Montella, which they really have to do. They're to stand any chance of saving this game. I certainly wouldn't rule out further goals for Inter. The mood they're in now. Here's Simeone. It's a fine pass to Yuri Djokaev. He didn't do so well. Vergassola. Again, that's a really good interception by Fresi.
Nice vision.
Simeone hoping to catch the keeper off his line. Well, he'd done that, but no more. Kanu, hearing now, is warming up, so perhaps he'll be on pretty soon. The Nigerian, who's done so well to battle his way back after that serious illness.
He'll take Ronaldo off, give him a bit of a breather.
We'll see if you're right in a moment. Not that I ever doubt you. And you're wrong, it's Zamorano.
You doubt me all the time, you swine. He's worked very hard, hasn't he?
Tremendously. So on comes Mwakwo Kanu, who's quickly endeared himself to the Inter fans. Formerly with Ajax, who of course we can see later on. Don't forget that after this match. Live coverage, Feyenoord versus Ajax from the Dutch League. Veron. Confronted by Colonnesi.
Yeah, Colonnesi's had the task of picking Veron up. Verona's been the one that's been floating in behind Montella, and he's done a very, very good job on him as Colonnesi. It's never easy to mark man for man. He's done a good job.
An ambitious ball then from Veron. Just clipped in now for Castellini, who made room for himself and has forced the corner off Simeone.
Yeah, did very well. Got himself nicely turned. I think Simeone could have defended slightly better to prevent that ball going in, but nevertheless it is a corner kick.
And a glimpse there of Salsano, the veteran, among the subs for Sampdoria today. That's Mihailovic. Cool. Really whistled through. Vergassola. Now Veron. No, he showed too much of that to Colonnesi. He's a very committed defender. Castellini. That's gone behind. Well, the points aren't safe yet, but I think it'll be a major surprise now, Ray, if Sampdoria manage to turn this round.
Yeah, but the looks of it, it'll be a major surprise if they actually get a shot. You know, the only occasion they've had is Mihailovic from long range and the odd cross coming in, which Pezzaresi got on the end of. But apart from that, they really haven't threatened at all, and the only goals you can see coming are from Inter, Peter.
Boskov, Serie A's oldest coach at 66. He believes his team's problems are mainly psychological.
Well, you'd have to say the second goal was a poor goal to concede, because Manini really should have cut that out, and it really was a dreadful, dreadful tackle. And
2-0 up last week, of course, and then lost 3-2 to Bologna.
Yeah, quite.
Sampdoria.
Quite. You know, it shows a lack of confidence when they go behind. They lost the goal in the 5th and 8th minute here of the second half, and that's never easy to come back from that, especially away from home.
Down goes Djorkaeff under the weight of the challenge from Castellini. Injured early on in the match when he clashed with Zanetti. Castellini, in case you missed that. It's not a funny hat, it's a bandage. Djorkaeff.
So once again, I think that's a bit of liberty taking, to be perfectly honest. To actually score from that sort of angle against a class goalkeeper is a little bit of a sauce taking that on as a shot.
Coe to Zelius, then Kanu, who seems to be improving and certainly impressing with every game he plays in. Zelius, little injection of pace by him. And he paid the price.
There's a shot. He really does have that little zip off the mark, and he gets away from people. He was a bit unfortunate there, he did ever so well.
Ronaldo with a corner. Kanu among those in the centre. He's featured 13 times now for Inter in League and Cup games since making a complete recovery from that heart problem that he had. Legler, that was a foul by Coe. Paul Elliott, let's bring you in now and see what you make of the second half, and Inter taking this 2-goal lead.
Yes, Peter, very much in the driving seat. I mean, there hasn't been much tactical change in their play. I just feel there's just been a bit more precision in their passing. They've upped the tempo and just generally playing with a lot more fluidity. But what I'd like to see Sampdoria maybe stick an extra man up front, because we're reaching the latter stages of the game. I just feel they've got to show a bit more ambition and maybe gamble a little bit, certainly to try and get themselves back into this game, which may be beyond them.
Thank you, Paul. Here's Mihailovic chipping it through for Castellini. He has taken every opportunity to advance. Castellini is doing so again now. Just couldn't pull it back far enough. Montella was lurking in the middle. The Gassler with Veron. This is Simeone. Didn't he do well? Djorkaeff. Excellent play. Ronaldo onside, is he? He's just off. Defenders stepping up when they've caught him.
Now, that was a close one, Peter. I think had that ball been played in front of Simeone, he would have played that first time. It played behind him. It slowed him up a touch. I think just offside.
But the combination play before that was a joy to watch.
Yeah, it was very good, wasn't it?
That was Montella's touch.
Yeah, if he leaves it, Vergassola's in on the far post, but obviously not getting the good enough shout, or early enough.
Coe and Taribo West. Pezzaresi rather. Inter's free kick. Certainly in terms of history, Inter have had the better of Sampdoria in the past. This is Montella claiming a corner. but without too much conviction.
It's been a hard afternoon for this young chap. Been marked man for man by Taribo West, and if that's not hard enough, he's had to play up there on his own also. But he's made some terrific runs off the ball, worked very hard to retain possession of the ball, and he can be pleased with his afternoon's performance.
I was just going to make the point there about past matches. 91 Serie A games between the two clubs, home and away, and Sampdoria have only won 15 of them. And I don't think they're going to take anything out of this game unless something rather extraordinary happens late on. Meantime, here's Koe in for Kanu. Now he can finish it. The post. Jockey in for the follow-up. The spun away off Hugo.
Kanu did ever so well there. It was a great first touch that got him in. Probably the angle was a little bit acute as he got in there and only managed to hit the upright, but a superb run.
It's a very tight angle, as you say, there for Kanu. Scored his first Serie A goal 3 weeks ago, and is very much in the first team picture with Inter. You are a bit spoiled for choice with players up front. And I saw one of their former players, Branco, play yesterday. What technique he has.
Yes, he does. I had the pleasure of watching him at the Cup final last week with Chelsea, and I thought Branco's movement off the ball in his first touch was quite exceptional.
Ezerezi to Bogosian and then Legla. Going to take a gamble, a risk or two now, Sampdoria. Bogosian with Veron. Castellini square of him. This is Castellini. Montella. West again in very close attendance. Barely left his side. Castellini. Into a little sloppy. Veron. That's a good effort.
Yeah, great strike. Unfortunately, he's hit it too well and it's gone straight down the throat of Pagliuca. There we see Kanu's chance now. Getting on the end of this. It's a good first touch under the sole of his boot. Ambrosio doing very well to push him wide, and unfortunately just couldn't squeeze it in with Castellini recovering on the goal post.
Francois Oman Biek is about to come on for Sampdoria to increase their attacking options. Number 31 we can see there at the bottom of the picture. Here's Montella. It's a tigerish defender, Taribo West. Vergasela finding Bogosian. Now Legla. Oman Biek, I think.
Yes, I'd forgotten this chap was playing actually, Legla.
You're not a fan of Legla's?
When I see a number of the French players actually playing, and then I see Legla as a constant French international, I wonder sometimes about players, and that chap never seems to get involved in the game for me. He does have a wonderful left foot.
Ezerezi making way for Francois Oman Biek. The veteran striker from Cameroon. He's 32 next month. 15 minutes to make an impression in this game. And Milanese is going to come on for Inter. Place of Sartor.
Obviously feeling the effects of that challenge earlier on in the half.
Milanese, who came from Parma back in January. He had a little run in the side until the defeat by Lazio. Out of favour really since. Indeed, his inclusion among the substitutes was a surprise to us today. Even to our researcher Ray de la Pietra, who rarely gets it wrong. Veron.
Yeah, just going back to the Legla situation, Peter, when I see the likes of a David Ginola not getting a look in for the French, who really has been outstanding for Tottenham this year, I wonder about certain things that go on in certain countries.
Well, they say he might now. He might be selected after all. Henry Jacquet is showing interest again, apparently.
So he should.
Here's Djorkaeff. He certainly isn't guaranteed his place in that French team. Elias will be hoping to be there with Brazil. They might have done better there. He made room for the shot.
Yes, I think he'll be disappointed with that, Peter, because he does have a wonderful technique, this guy. But predominantly left-sided, had to come back on his left foot and rather screwed it wide of the upright.
Fiorentina have now taken the lead away to Parma. And that's Rui Costa with their second goal. Parma 1, Fiorentina 2. All the goals in the second half. Same applies here. Montella. Didn't quite have the nous to get away from Taribo West, who stood his ground well. Resilience at the back from Inter, who have the second best defensive record in Serie A this season, behind Lazio, and also one of the league's most prolific scorers too, 52 now, including the 2 today that have swung this game in their favour. Milanese caught in 2 minds. Rogasala, then Biek. Came to Sampdoria in January after 3 years playing in Mexico. Van Biek. Simeone. It's a super run. Plenty of options open to him here. He's picked the wrong one.
Yeah, a lot of width there with Ronaldo and Canu on the right-hand side, but he did choose the wrong avenue to take.
Oh, Biek got through. And how did he find the room there?
Oh, it's a brilliant pass, but it's a great run from Biek. Just breaks off the shoulders of people at the back there. We see him breaking off the shoulder of Colonnesi there, and it's a wonderful ball from Veron that picks him out. Just a fraction wide of Payuka's left-hand upright. Very unfortunate.
Hasn't started a game yet for Sampdoria. Francois Van Biek. It's his 4th appearance as a substitute. Yet to score, but he wasn't far away there. Well, of course, for Cameroon in the World Cup.
Yeah. But I'm sure he will score goals if he shows that type of movement. It's never easy to score goals in Italian football. But if he shows that sort of movement, he'll get in.
Frazy. Allowing Paliuka to clear. Rather fortuitously finding Jokev. Now it's swept out to Koe. Ronaldo onside. Kanu in the centre. So too Simeone. Kick back off Hugo. Rightly so for Sampdoria.
Yeah, everyone had pushed up in the Sampdoria defence. Hugo had stayed behind. That's why Ronaldo wasn't offside. And making the most of it down the right-hand side. Just a little bit of a shame that he couldn't pick out someone in the middle.
Montella's pass. It's been an easy afternoon for Montella.
No, it hasn't, Peter, but he has worked very hard, and they look dispirited now, Sampdoria. You know, when Boskov says it's all in their mind, you know, you can tell that certain players are looking a little bit short of confidence, and confidence is what this game's all about.
Well, Inter do have a habit of taking charge of matches in the second half, and indeed scoring late goals, as they've done recently, in particular Zalius with that late winner in midweek. Ronaldo, the last-ditch penalty, of course, last Sunday against Vicenza. Controversial one, to put it mildly. And they are definitely in with a big shout when it comes to the Scudetto come the end of the season. Castellini. 10 minutes to go. Veron. Now Castellini. Montella. And again. It was a super block by Paliuka. Great reaction saved by the keeper. Montella so sharp in the penalty box and very nearly delivering a goal then for Sampdoria.
Brilliant goalkeeping from Paliuka. Montella did ever so well, let the ball run across his body. Tries to push it in the right-hand side of Paliuka, makes a great stop. On his up like a shot to make the second stop. I think Montella will be very, very sad with himself that he didn't actually bury one of those chances.
Paliuka to the rescue. He pulled off some tremendous saves in midweek as well. Now your old club Milan are in trouble. Masinga has scored for Bari, right? It's Bari 1, Milan 0.
Yep, they're having a torrid old season, unfortunately, Milan, but they'll be back.
It'll be their 9th league defeat of the season if it stays that way. Djorkaeff. Veron. Now Bogosian. Caught the eye of one or two English clubs in recent months, Bogosian.
Yeah, he's looked a very good player. The holding midfield player. Very good technically. Reads the game exceptionally well. Keeps the ball zipping around the field. A good player.
Djorkaeff. Rolled on for Simeone. This is Coe. Now Kanu. He's a giant of a man, isn't he, Kanu?
He's a big player, isn't he?
Djorkaeff's pass to Milanese. He hasn't exactly looked sure-footed since coming on.
No, he hasn't, has he? He's looked right out of sorts, Milanese coming on the left side. The only thing that's enabled Inter to do is push Simeone back into the middle of the field in his more natural position.
Biek the target, away by Frazee. Whose reading of the game at the back has been a real feature this afternoon, Frazee. It's definitely his best position.
Yeah, he's done well, Peter, hasn't he? And any opportunity that he's had to come out of the back, he's done well.
Played for the under-21s as a sweeper to great effect. Hasn't had that role so often for Inter in recent times. Wide for Legler. Just wouldn't sit up then for Montella.
Oh, he seems happy enough, doesn't he?
Oh, it is life. He deserves a break or two, I was going to say there. But... And so much success, of course, with Sampdoria in his first spell. Boskov. Here's Legler. Bundled aside. Very unsympathetic. It is a corner, though. Boskov has sat on the bench, Ray, as coach over 1,000 games.
It's not bad, is it? He still manages to smile.
In fact, it is a free kick. Mihailovic will take it. Hugo has now arrived. Bogosian. He's a danger in there.
Let's hope they can get one from here, make an exciting last couple of minutes.
They should have done, really. Montella. Boskov can't believe it. It was a free header.
That was a free header. What a fantastic ball in as well.
Wasted by Montella, of all people, who's now whacked that ball away.
Good job it weren't the ball. I think he might have been receiving a card. Here we see Mihailovic. Beautiful ball in, and Montella. My word, it is a free header. Probably the only occasion he's managed to get away from Taribo West, and he puts that one high over the crossbar.
5 minutes to go, and that could have set up a grandstand finish had that one gone in, and it certainly should have done, really, from Montella, the 16-goal man in Serie A this season. Bogosian. On to Hugo. It was Legler's pass to Biek. A touch from the Cameroon international. Now Legler and Cristallini. The approach is promising. What about the finish? Just too long for Vagasala. And Pagliuca, very cool.
Yeah, it was a great ball, wasn't it? Fantastic ball there from Veron. Just a touch too hard there for Vagasala down the right-hand side. They've plugged away, though. They've kept at it. Here we see that ball going to be played in. A little bit of disguise to it. Terrific pass. With just a yard or two too much pace, and Pagliuca just running over the top of the ball, allowing it to run out.
Kanu. Run by Milanese to Kanu again. By Simeone, Djorkaeff, Kanu. Nearly got through to Mihailovic, just got to the ball in time.
Yeah, he managed to read it right at the last second. It was a great piece of skill. A nice picture there, Djorkaeff.
The crowd love him, Kanu. When he scored that first Serie A goal, the whole place erupted.
Yeah, I think obviously with the problems that he had with the heart situation, Peter, I think he's warned himself to the Italian people.
Taribo West has come up for this one. Ronaldo's corner. Fisted away by Ambrosio, who certainly hasn't let his team down. The man who's come in for the injured Ferron for his Serie A, his full Serie A debut. Into the last 3 minutes. Elias, Ronaldo, and the inevitable goal for the Brazilian international. It's 3-0.
Yes, Elias stood his compatriot there, slipped it through. It's a great disguised pass. Whether he was onside, I don't know. He looked to be offside when receiving possession of the ball, but he's so fast that his run was probably timed to perfection. 3-0. Here we see the disguised pass. Ronaldo in receiving, it seems a mile offside. The arm's up in the bottom of the picture, but Ronaldo doesn't worry about that. He puts it in the back of the net. Great pass.
Turn from Ronaldo here.
Great pass. What a turn of pace. Good grief. Linesman clearly stating that the move was onside.
Yeah, he's right in line.
He's right in line, Peter, yep.
19 for Ronaldo in Serie A this season to put the seal on what has been an impressive second half for Inter. 2 minutes left in the game now.
Nearly lost my bet to my good friend Steve Coppell about Ronaldo.
What was that? Hang on, we'll stay with him here. He's on for another one, maybe.
I didn't think Ronaldo would score 20 goals in his first season.
Right, yeah.
So if you're watching, Steve, give me a call.
Well, shall we give your number out, then everyone can call? Veron. Cristallini. Legler. It's really been their lack of punch up front. It's been their undoing, Sampdoria. They have had chances, they've had their moments. They're certainly in contention at the halfway stage. But Inter have dominated the second half, and they have struck with such precision in front of goal.
Yes, they have, and it's when you actually set your side out with one forward player, it is it gives out signs of negativity, and it appeared that Sampdoria were just happy to try and contain Inter for as long as they possibly could. If they could hit them on the break, all well and good. But when you're playing against the class that Inter have,
that's Cristallini forcing another save from Pagliuca. Hold on to it.
Sorry, Peter. There's always going to come a time when this type of quality will come through, and it has done on 3 occasions in the second half.
We'll go with a throw. Legler. Koe tracking back. Maybe deterred him there. Jokev. Bogosian to collect for Sampdoria, who are now on the wrong end of a hiding. Which is maybe a little harsh on them after their first half showing.
I would have to say so. I would say so, Phil. I'd agree with that.
Biek. Bogosian has stayed up. He had Montella in there as well. 3 minutes of stoppage time to be added on.
Yeah, I think although they haven't been that creative, Sampdoria, they work very hard for each other. They tried to play some football when they had the opportunity, but they have lacked punch. Montella playing up there on his own has been very, very difficult for him. And without any shadow of doubt, Inter deserved their victory.
Legler. That was Elias in the way. Ronaldo. Wide twos to Elias. Look at Simeone here. Ronaldo ahead of him. This is Ronaldo. Offside. The Sampdoria were reeling there.
Yes, they were. As soon as this young man sees the sight of goal, he really can motor. And it was a good little ball he played out to Elias on the right-hand side, but just couldn't collect the return pass.
Fresi. Appearance. Milanese lost his bearings. Bogassola onto Montella. Good ball too. It's Hugo. That's a fine strike, but straight out Pagliuca.
Very competent Pagliuca. Everything he's had to do, he's done well. Sign of a good goalkeeper. Concentration levels very high.
Hasn't missed a game in Serie A for 5 seasons, including this one.
Well, that is brilliant, Peter, isn't it? You know, 5 seasons for anyone, whether it be a goalkeeper. People say they don't come into too much contact, but to actually play 5 seasons without missing a game is full credit to him.
This game nearly over. It is over in Parma, and Fiorentina have won by 2-1. Montella. Then Veron. They have definitely had opportunities.
Yes, they have. Because their passing is so neat and tidy at times, Sampdoria, they are going to work the ball well to get into goal-scoring situations. But that one missing the target by quite a distance, Paluca allowing it to just drop over his left-hand upright.
Mihailovic hooking it out to the Gasseler. Now Veron. Milanese gone tearing forward. This is Colonnesi.
He's had a good game, Colonnesi. He was marking, Peter, marking man for man with Veron. Now he's actually gone into a back 3.
The Gasseler. Legler, Montella. And West durable again at the back.
That's good defending there from West. He wins the tackle. No messing about. Just boot it out. Just get it away from your goal. And that's all you have to do at sometimes to be a good defender.
It's all over, and Inter, for the time being anyway, are back on top of Serie A. They've turned it on in the second half here to beat Sampdoria by 3-0.